Welcome to Channel 18 News. I'm Jim Rogers. Hopkins County and as far south as Rains County have been placed under a freeze warning for Friday night and Saturday morning. Much colder air blew into our area through the north and central Texas area with gusty north winds behind a powerful cold front Friday. The coldest night of fall is expected tonight, and sub-freezing temperatures are anticipated for parts of the area. The freeze watch has been upgraded to a freeze warning. The freeze warning is in effect from 1 a.m. until 9 a.m. Saturday. Low temperatures of 30 to 33 degrees are expected late tonight and Saturday morning. Sensitive plants may be damaged or killed if left unprotected Friday night and Saturday morning. Some frost may also occur where temperatures do not reach freezing. A freeze warning means that the season's first episode of sub-freezing temperatures is likely to occur. The conditions will kill sensitive plants, and residents are advised to protect tender vegetation. Automatic sprinkler systems should also be turned off to avoid creating ice patches on nearby roads, driveways, and sidewalks. The 48th annual Hopkins County Stew at Buford Park Saturday will attract stew cooks from across the region, and the event serves as a county reunion for past and present residents. The party begins Friday with stew set up at the stew sites. On Saturday, stew service will begin at 10:45 a.m. and quart sales begin at 11:30 a.m. Stew tickets are already on sale at all local banks and at the Chamber of Commerce. Tickets for all you can eat stew, $5 each. T-shirts will be available for $10 each. The weather should be cold enough to enjoy the stew on Saturday.
How much wood y'all normally bring? How much wood, firewood do you normally bring?
Oh, about a half of a rick or something like that.
All right.
So, it's cooler tonight. We may go through more wood.
I say you found probably the only warm spot in this whole park.
Trying to get it warm.
A little windier than usual, isn't it?
It's been tough this morning, tough. But we're ready to win first place.
Again.
Again? Maybe. Just don't get too excited. We're looking forward to it.
I can't say you're a fair weather friend.
I'm telling you. All right, what are you doing inside?
We came in for a quick reprieve from the wind.
Okay, how many sites you already got set up? You have any
I don't
idea?
know. We don't really know. I would say at least 20, maybe closer to 30 at this point. We had a late entry, so we will have 166 pots of stew tomorrow.
Well, 166 campfires in the morning's probably going to feel pretty good.
It's going to feel pretty good. I think we're going to need it.
Okay. When did people start showing up?
In the morning? Or today?
No, to set up their
So
sites.
we had them as early as Wednesday morning.
Wednesday morning?
Wednesday morning they came out. One of the gentlemen said, I'll be here until Saturday afternoon. He said it's his favorite time of the year, and he's been waiting for this weather, so he was excited. And then Thursday, everybody started moving it on in. And I would say by the probably early afternoon, we'll be all set up and ready to go.
All right. What time should people get here tomorrow if they want to eat?
If they want to eat, you need to probably be here in the 9 o'clock hour just to go ahead and get all of your stuff and get settled. And then we start stew service at 10:45 in the morning.
Okay, so where do you get your tickets?
Tickets are available today at the banks and at the Chamber of Commerce. And then in the morning we will have 5 different ticket booths that you'll be able to get your tickets. And then
Those are the great big white tents.
they're very close to the big white tents. The big white tents are actually the service tents, and that's where you take your ticket, and those lines go through quickly. They'll hand you your tray, your bowl, your cheese, and your crackers and your spoon, and then you're off to the races.
Do you have any idea how many people showed up last year?
We had close to 7,000 last year.
Do you expect that this year?
We do expect it again this year.
Doing anything differently?
So we have a few little things we're doing differently. Some additional prizes for first place winners, kind of a neat little thing, and as a surprise. And Then also just the more stew. We've got our sponsors are going to be played on the stage quite a bit tomorrow. So a lot of fun things. We'll have music and it'll be a fun day.
Who's providing your music?
Gary is doing our music, and so Gary's Fraggins, and he'll start this evening and kind of go through the night tonight, and then we will play music all day tomorrow. We'll try to keep everybody up to date on the football game tonight, just the scores and whatnot.
Shouldn't we be on the other side of that?
This wind's not helping us much today.
How are you?
Pretty good. Oh yeah, it feels a lot better over here.
Wrong side.
What's that? Freeze warning.
Freeze warning. Did you get it? I don't know. Let's see. There we go.
Well, let me ask you, have you ever been cold at a stew cook-off before?
So the thing is, yes, but we were hot way more often than we were cold, and so this is pretty great.
I don't remember it ever being cold.
You don't ever remember cold?
No, I remember very wet.
Yes, very wet. I remember chilly.
I remember cold some.
Yes. So we're going to know cold in the morning. We're going to know it.
Over 150 Corvettes will fill Celebration Plaza Saturday as the Sulphur Springs Corvette Clubs host their annual classic show. On Saturday from 8 a.m. until 2:30 p.m., the Corvettes will be on display and trophies and plaques will be awarded to winning autos in 14 designated classes. 9 sponsor awards will also be presented. The public is invited to view the Corvettes on Saturday. Friday night, the Fabulous 50s, a reservation-only dinner and entertainment for those who will display their Corvettes, will feature an Elvis tribute artist in the Elliott Hangar at Municipal Airport. The Creative Arts Contest at Fall Festival 2017 brings in food and horticulture, arts, ceramics, handiwork, and other items created by people who live in Hopkins County. There are several dozen categories, including age categories, for entries. Last year, there were more than 250 entries. This year, they expect some 300 or more. The entries are found and judged inside the Sulphur Springs High School Media Center, and they will be on display Friday afternoon and then again Saturday, 9 a.m. until 1:30 p.m. on Saturday.
The autumn of the year is the busiest time for fundraising for the Hopkins County Healthcare Foundation. The next event up is the quarter auction on Thursday, November 2nd. And here to tell us about it is Meredith Cadell.
My world is the Hopkins County Healthcare Foundation. So we're constantly trying to raise money so we can buy new equipment for the hospital, things that keep us kind of on the cutting edge, like telemedicine machines, things of that nature. So we're on the mission again this year, and we have a big event coming up on Thursday, November 2nd. And it's something that I don't think has ever been done in Sulphur Springs before. So for people who don't know what it is, it's called a quarter auction. Okay, you ready?
I don't understand it, but please tell us.
The way it works is we have local vendors. So we have some retail outlets here in Sulphur Springs as well as direct sales vendors who will have booths set up at the Civic Center. And they have each donated an item. Some of them have donated 2 items that will go up for auction. So we'll take an item up on the stage, tell about the business and what the item is, and tell what the value of it is. So let's say it's worth $50. So everybody that's in the crowd, if they want to bid on that item, then they would bid 50 cents. Okay. And they hold up their bidder paddle just like you would at a normal auction. And then we draw a number, and whatever number we draw wins that item. So if the item's valued at $50, they bid 50 cents to win a $50 item. If it's valued at $25, they bid 25 cents, hold up their paddle, and if their number's drawn, they win that item.
Oh, but the bidding doesn't go up, let's say, to 75
no,
cents.
No, the bidding doesn't go up. Just whatever the value of that item is, that's how many quarters they place on the table. We do it on the honor system. We're not sitting there saying you have to hand us that quarter. You put it on the table, and then we get to keep the quarters after the bidding's done for each item. We keep the quarters. That's how we make a little extra money, and whoever it is wins that item. And then whenever it's over, people get the opportunity to visit all the vendor booths, shop, things for Christmas, things like that. So it's really a fun idea. We have, I think, close to 20 vendors, and then, like I said, several of them have donated more than one item. So we'll have a lot of items to auction off, but it's only $10 to get in, and then you just bring a roll of quarters or two and bid away. We're going to have a soup, like a soup buffet for donation, so you can come in, and it is at 6 o'clock, so we wanted to make sure we had some food, and then we'll also sell wine by the glass. So it'll be a nice evening. It's a great night for a group of girls to come in because it's cheap. You have a chance to win great items. And somebody said, well, what if I don't like that item? I'm like, you know what? If you're bidding a quarter on it, you ought to bid on it. You can always use it as a Christmas gift or something.
That's so true. Okay, Civic Center.
Yes.
Thursday
night, 6 o'clock.
November 2nd.
Yes. That's next Thursday.
I know.
It's right around the corner.
All of these things that you plan for the Healthcare Foundation fundraising towards the gala in January are all in the fall.
I know. I wonder why do we do that? We need to spread it out throughout the year.
Let's see, you've already done the style show.
Yes, ma'am, we did. It was a great success. Lou Nels did a fabulous job. And then we did the Sip and See at Dr. McDermott's house. We had over 50 people that came to the Sip and See, which is wonderful. And the McDermotts were great.
So
hosts.
two tours?
Yes, we did 2 tours through the home. And then, of course, we've got the quarter auction. Right around the corner, we'll do Fly Your Flag, which we're going to do here on KSST this year. Exciting news. And then also right around the corner from that is the tree lighting that we'll do on November 30th. So we just have boom, 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 lots of opportunities to participate. And the thing to remember is that it goes to the Healthcare Foundation. So we're constantly trying, we have equipped all of our ambulances with Lucas CPR machines. So if something happens to you and you need CPR, if you've ever done CPR for 2 or 3 minutes, it's miserable. It's so hard. Well, if you let's say you live in Delta County, for someone to do CPR on you all the way into the hospital is very trying. Yes, very taxing. And so by having those Lucas CPR machines that we've purchased, we hook a patient up to those and it performs CPR on them all the way to get them to the hospital.
Wow.
Yeah, so there's a lot of pieces of equipment that really set our hospital up so that you don't have to go out of Hopkins County. And that's what we're trying to do, is to purchase those pieces of equipment. So all of these events that we do are fun, and it raises money for the hospital.
And you never know when these pieces of equipment may benefit you.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right.
How do you come to select what to try to buy next?
We talk with the administrative staff at the hospital. We also go to the different departments at the hospital and just kind of get them to give us their wish list. And then our board sits down and talks about, what is it that will really move us forward? Like this past year, we did the anti-gravity treadmill, and then we did the giraffe omni beds for the nursery. And the reason we did those is because if babies were born at 32 weeks, normally we would have to send them off to Dallas or Tyler or somewhere like that. Well, that's really difficult on families whenever, mom and baby are somewhere else. And so by having these giraffe omni beds, we can keep healthy babies that just may be premature. We can actually keep them here at our local hospital instead of having to split families up and send them off somewhere else. So we're constantly looking at ways that we can keep people here, provide better services here at our hospital is what we're trying to do.
Well, personal experience, the care flight, the cost of the care flight, the month stay in Oklahoma City when the family just lives in a small town west of there. The new parents go home with a huge debt.
Oh, absolutely.
And this way it could be prevented.
Absolutely. We can keep them here, and mom and dad and grandparents can kind of help in that situation and not have to drive back and forth. So that's the reason that we pick the items that we do. Sometimes it's just new equipment that we just need at the hospital, and maybe it would be a couple of years in the capital campaign plan before they could purchase that. Like this year, we're purchasing a sterilization machine. how important it is that all your utensils that are used in surgery are sterile. And so we have sterilization machines, but it's time that we get a better one that's more effective because we're expanding our services that we do at the hospital. So we've got more utensils and things like that. So there's always different things. We're purchasing another Lucas CPR machine. We're purchasing high-density monitors for surgery. That kind of seems like a no-brainer, that you need a good monitor when you're going in to scope someone. We're purchasing a hearing screening machine for our newborns. It's so important with newborns that you test their hearing early on for detection of hearing loss. And so we're getting a new, really nice, good hearing loss screening machine. So those are just things. We're purchasing alarms for beds, which sounds, well, sure, why wouldn't you always have an alarm? But it's really important to prevent falls at the hospital. So we put a pressure sensor bed alarm, so if they get up, it sends a signal to the nurse's station to know that this patient is getting up, and we're trying to get there as quickly as possible to make sure they don't fall and get hurt.
Every one of those things are good selections, but there's probably many more things that come up on the list that don't get included this year.
Right.
You're looking to next year. Absolutely.
So we just count on the hospital staff to come to us and say, this is something that's needed. That anti-gravity treadmill that we now have in the rehab facility, they had to create a separate schedule for that because it's such a huge need for people to be able to get on that one piece of equipment for quicker rehab for knees, hips, things like that. So we try to pick out pieces of equipment that are really needed and will help people stay here locally in our community instead of having to go to another facility for treatment.
Excellent. And if you want to take this upon you as a cause, of course, if you want to make a donation, you can.
Anytime.
If you want to. And we'll tell you where Meredith's office is. But if you want to participate in some of the things that you have planned through the year, this also is how you help. Even the quarter auction with a roll of quarters is a way to help.
Absolutely.
The tree lighting is always the thing that opens the Christmas season for us here.
Yes, we do. The tree lighting, you can purchase for $25. You can purchase an honorarium, a memorial for a loved one. And we also started something new last year where we actually light a luminary. And so all around the gardens, the beautiful gardens at the hospital, we line those with beautiful luminaries that have your loved one's name on it and your name. And you can take that with you whenever you leave as just a remembrance from that day. Santa sometimes has a tendency to show up. The physicians come and sing Christmas carols. We have cookies and hot cocoa, and then we light all the trees that'll be in the garden for the holiday season.
It's a lovely thing. Newcomers to town are finding out just how neat Sulphur Springs and Hopkins County is, and this is another one of those features.
Oh, absolutely. It's amazing. I mean, I've always been such a big fan of Hopkins County. I feel like I should be talking about stew today. So everybody go to the stew contest tomorrow, 10:45. They'll serve stew. But there's just really great things. Car shows. I mean, there's always something going on. So hopefully on Thursday night, people will decide that they want to go to the quarter auction. They can stop lots of places in town: Simply Spoiled, Herbalife, Sister Babies, Lou Nels, Marlene's, Merle Norman, lots of, like I said, vendors: Pampered Chef, Rodan and Fields, Scentsy, Avon, Revital U Coffee, that new coffee stuff. I'm going to look at my list so I don't lie and forget somebody. Young Living Essential Oils, Pampered Chef, Gourmet Kitchen. I mean, all these different people are selling tickets to be at that event that night. So hopefully everybody will come out. Fun night. We'll be finished around 8 o'clock, and so it'll be a nice evening for everybody, and it'll benefit a good cause.
So you can buy your $10 ticket at any of the sponsors that you just mentioned.
Yes.
Or at the door.
Or at the door.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And then don't forget to bring your quarters.
Yes. We will also have rolls of quarters that you can purchase there in case you run out or forget or whatever. But it's just, if you've never been, like I said, we've never done it in Hopkins County before. It is such a fun night because you're getting to bid on stuff. Sometimes you go to auctions and, it's the wealthy people that get to win everything, because they can continue to bid and bid and bid and bid, and then you don't win anything. Well, with this, everybody has ample opportunity. We're not increasing bids. You just bid the value. A quarter, 2 quarters, 3 quarters, or 4 is the most you would bid on a single item throughout the night, and you have the chance to win it.
I think it's an excellent idea, and I don't know who thought it up, but they're good. Now, what do we do in December?
Well, December, we're really preparing for the gala because the gala takes place in January. So we have a lot of preparations as far as reservations and getting decorations and food and beverages and all of that set up. Plus, December is such a crazy time anyway for all families. It's hard to do activities because if you look on most people's calendar in December, it's pretty booked. It seems like there's something every night of the week, whether it's a school Christmas something or a club that you belong to. So we try to kind of leave December as a time for us to prepare get ready for the gala in January.
Mentioning us, of course, you mentioned your board earlier,
yes.
And then you and Betty are in the office.
Yes, we are in the office, and we're actually now in the hospital. We've always been in the office across the street, and so now we are in the hospital on the main floor as you pass our fabulous gift shop. Once you pass the gift shop, the next office that you will come to is the foundation office. So I encourage people to come by and see us. We also have our cancer closet that we just kicked off a couple of weeks ago. It's called In My Closet. For anyone who's suffering through cancer, we have wigs, we have books, we have devotional books, we have crossword puzzles, lotions, anything that cancer patients might need to feel better. Free of service. They just have to bring a driver's license and an appointment card with the doctor. That's
My
it.
word. How
So we're really
wonderful.
trying to do great things here in Hopkins County.
I see that you are. And Meredith, your earlier connection with the medical field, earlier in your career, before you became Chamber of Commerce Director here in Sulphur Springs, is now coming back into play.
Absolutely. It's really interesting because I taught for PJC and I taught all these medical classes, and I go now to our records department, and 2 or 3 of the students that I had in class are actually doing medical records, which is what I taught before I went to the Chamber of Commerce. And so it's funny how your life comes full circle. So I'm excited about what's happening out at the hospital. Really good things are happening. Hopefully you haven't had to be out there, but if you had, you're starting to see that, Christus, their mission is to extend the healing ministry of Jesus Christ, and you're really starting to see that in their efforts in the way nurses and stuff are dealing with patients. So I think people are going to start seeing that there's a difference out there, and it makes you feel good to go out and try to raise money for something that good that's taking place out there at the hospital.
Well, in just a minute, and I know that's not enough time to tell people about the gala, which is what the fundraising leads up to. Is it sold out?
Almost. We probably don't have any tables left. We may have a few individual tickets. So if people have not gotten their commitments in, they need to do so by November 1st, which is next week, because we'll start going to print with all the programs and taking pictures and doing all that. So it is right around the corner. Black tie event. We have a new caterer this year, so we're very excited about that. I'll have to come back and talk about it.
Oh, yeah. But what is the theme of it now?
Jewel of the Nile.
Oh.
So it will be an Egyptian, something totally different than what you've ever seen before. A fabulous night. Charles and Sharon Helm are the chairs, and they are just amazing. So
sounds wonderful.
It's going to be fabulous.
Thanks for watching Channel 18 News. Have a great evening.
Wind blow. Wait, no what? Hurry up and get that fire built. Tell you what, you guys are always tearing something down or putting something up. Better get a stake down real good.